Okay, so as we look at question 2, so now all these questions where I give you the two triangles, you can't rely on looks. They're asking us, are the triangles similar? And there's three options. It's either going to be yes or no or not enough info has been given. There's not enough info is given to decide. So these are valuable questions. They really help us to think carefully about similarity and congruence and their connection. So I've given you some in the notes. Excuse me. In the notes, I've given you some help with these because these have been hard for students over the years of my teaching. They always tell me these are hard, Ms. Taryn, I have trouble with these, and so I want to do all I can to help you with these. So in the notes, I put some information for you. Here we go. So this is coming out of your exam 2 notes, which is in the very top of the module, the Unit 2 module in the Canvas course shell. Anyway, just reviewing the words. Congruent means totally identical. Similar means same shape, but could be different sizes. I think you're fresh on that. If two triangles are congruent, identical, then for sure they're similar, like we talked about, right? You have two identical twins, then for sure they look similar. And now, how do you know if two triangles are similar? Well, if two angles are the same, then the third angles must also be equal because every triangle holds 180. Thus, two angles being the same proves similar. So there's more to come, but I think it's the main fact. Start there. So on these problems where I give you the two triangles, try to start with the angles. That's a good place to start. So let's do that. Can we find this angle right here? We can do it with the 180 thing, right? 180 minus 90 minus 30. What does that equal? 60. Yeah, so this one's got to be 60. And then we can find this one right here, same thing. 180 minus 90 minus 30, 60. So now we have the three angles in each triangle. So let's answer the first question. Are they similar? Yes, for sure they're similar, right? Because they have the same three angles. Let me write that. So similar means same. Really all you need is two angles. And we had that from the beginning, 90 and 30, 90 and 30. See how if two angles are the same, then the third angle has to be, right? Because you subtract from 180. And if you're subtracting the same two things from 180, you're obviously going to get the same answer. So really all you have to know to prove that two triangles are similar is two angles the same. And then the third ones have to be the same. And if you have all three angles the same, that proves the two triangles are similar, meaning same shape, but one might be a blown up or shrunk down version of the other, or they might be totally identical. That's the question we now have to answer. Are they congruent? Are they identical? Right? That's what congruent means. Would they fit perfectly right on top of each other? Again, we can't go by looks. All these problems, the two triangles will look identical, but that doesn't mean they are. We have to go by the facts. So identical, how do you know if two triangles are identical? Well, the most important thing that will help you in this section is to remember that they need to have the same sides across from the same angles. That's the key. To be identical, to be completely identical, congruent, you've got to have not only the same sides and the same angles, but you've got to have the same sides across from the same angles. What do I mean? Well, let's go look at the notes again. Let me explain that to you a little bit. This right here, this will really help you think about triangles. Look at this, a great diagram I got off the internet that helps. Look at this triangle. They're looking at three. This is the same triangle and they're focusing on three different angles and sides. So this is the largest angle. This is the smallest. This is the medium. So this is the largest angle. Notice the largest angle across from him is the largest side. See how that side is clearly longer than the other two sides? This is the largest side, right? And notice he's across from the biggest angle. See how that angle opening is more than 90? See how this angle? Let me write it in there. This is more. It's something, let me just take it. Maybe it's like 100 degrees. I don't know, I'm just guessing. But it's something more than 90, right? And this is the largest side. This angle over here looks like it's something like, I don't know, 50. And this looks like it's something like 30. I'm just guessing, but right, they sort of look that way, don't they? So it's clearly that this is the largest angle, and across from him is the largest side. Whereas here's the smallest angle. This is like the 30, and across from him is the smallest of the three sides, right? Like this, I don't know. This might be 15, 10, and 6. I'm just totally guessing. 15, 10, and 6. Just making up some numbers that might be right, just to help you see it. Okay, yeah, and then here we have the medium angle, and notice across from him, the medium side. So do you see that angles and sides are connected? Small with small, medium with medium, large with large. And that makes sense, doesn't it? If you think about, let me just give you a feel. If I have an angle, the more I open up this angle, what gets bigger is the side across from it. Right? The side across. An angle, the opening of an angle, the bigger it gets, the larger the side across from it gets. Angles are connected with the sides across from them, aren't they? Okay, so let's use that thought to help us out. So again, in any triangle, the largest angles across from the largest side, mediums across from medium, and smallest across from smallest. Okay, so therefore, let's get back to this question, which is eluding my grasp now. There it is. Okay, so what do you think on this one? For these guys to be congruent, identical, they have to have the same sides across from the same angles. No way, because look right here. This 90 is across from the 5, and here the 60 is across from the 5. No, the answer is no way can they be, they are not identical, right? Because they don't have the same sides across from the same angles, right? In this triangle, 90 is the biggest angle. That's the largest angle. Therefore, 5 must be the largest side in that triangle. Whereas over here, 60 is the medium angle. Therefore, 5 is the medium side in this triangle. So 5 is the largest side in this triangle, but 5 is only the middle side in that triangle. They are not identical for sure. No way they are identical.